So I've mainly been using the Canon R6 since 2021 now. I've pretty much used it for every single creative piece of content as well as corporate work that I have done for the last 3 years. And if you are a filmmaker, a photographer, or a content creator, and you're wondering whether this is a good camera to get in 2024, then you've definitely come to the right video. Let's quickly run down some of the specs of the Canon R6. It is a full frame 20.1 megapixel camera. It's mirrorless, it uses the Digic X processor, and it has shooting rates of up to 12 frames per second. And for me personally, I've used it extensively for both filmmaking and photography. So let's run through some of the pros for this camera in 2024 that I think still hold strong. And the first thing I'm going to start with is the autofocus. This is something that impressed me with this camera early on. The eye tracking was super fast and super reliable. Whether you're vlogging, shooting B-roll, or shooting sports photography, autofocus seems to nail it pretty much every single time. The second thing on my pros list is going to be the image quality. Now, of course, this is a 20.1 megapixel camera, so you don't have that super high pixel count. Some of the photographers on the Canon Facebook pages have taken these images and blown them up onto posters for clients, and they haven't seen any issues in quality. So don't let the fact that it's only a 20.1 megapixel camera distract you from the amazing image quality that you can get out of this camera. Point number 3 on my list has to be the 4K image quality. That's the reason why I've used this camera so much for the last few years, because I do a lot of content creation here in my studio and I'm constantly filming in 4K. You can film up to 60 FPS, which looks amazing, and you can shoot in C-Log 3 for that extended dynamic range and really make the colors pop in your videos later on. If you've been following me this Vlogtober, you would have noticed that most of my vlogs this month have been shot using this setup with the Canon R6 and the 15 to 35mm f-stop 2.8 RF lens in this studio setup. I feel like it adds so much more quality to my videos as well. So if you're a YouTuber and you want to up the quality of your YouTube videos, then seriously consider looking into getting a Canon R6. Point number 4 on my pros list has to be the IBIS, the in-body image stabilization. This is something that is going to be super useful when you're shooting handheld, whether you're shooting video or photos. It's going to add that extra bit of stability to your project work. I really like how the IBIS works when it's paired with an RF lens that has image stabilization on, and I'm shooting in 120 FPS using the HD mode. Really don't even need a gimbal in those instances. I can shoot handheld as long as it's relatively smooth. The 120 FPS, the in-body image stabilization, and the stabilization of your lens are really going to complement to give you those amazing cinematic shots. Point number 5 on my pros list is going to have to be the low light shooting capabilities. Now, we talked about the 20.1 megapixel sensor. Now, because it's got a lower pixel count, which actually means you can shoot better in lower light conditions. This is something that's particularly important if you're an event filmmaker and you're shooting in like dark halls, or you're shooting in hotels that turn the lighting down. Having that ISO on a full frame camera with something like the Canon R6 is really going to lend itself to getting good image quality in those low light conditions. So those are 5 pros of the Canon R6, but of course, no camera is perfect. So here are some cons that you should consider before purchasing a Canon R6 in 2024. The first con on my list has to be the overheating issues. This is something that more modern cameras have kind of removed almost completely. The original Canon R6 still suffers with 4K overheating for extended periods of time. I created a course for an influencer back in 2021, and I was shooting during the summer in a relatively small outside office space that was very hot, and we were shooting for multiple hours during the day, and my Canon R6 did start flashing with the overheating warning. This actually stressed me out a lot at the time because we were on a very tight schedule. We only had a set number of days to get this course filmed, and I was using the R6 as my main camera in 4K because the company wanted 4K image quality. This is the first time I really realized that overheating is an issue with the R6. If you're looking to do client work and events, the R6 is only going to be useful for capturing run and gun type filmmaking or photography where you're not using it for extended periods of time. So you're not setting it up in one corner to record hours worth of video content. It's really to capture 35 to 45 minutes snippets of 4K video. In HD, it seems to fare much better. I never had an issue with overheating in HD, but of course, more and more clients want 4K. Con 2 is going to come back to the megapixel count for photographers. Now, I know that many photographers say they don't see any issues, but I, for one, ummed and ahed about this camera because of it only having 20.1 megapixels on the sensor, or for the sensor. So this is something you might want to consider. If you want something with a much bigger pixel size, you might consider looking at the Canon R5, maybe the R6 Mark II, or even the R5 Mark II. Like I said before, I haven't seen an issue with image quality because of a reduction in pixels, and most people in the Facebook groups will agree with that. But I appreciate that many out there are going to want the higher pixel count on the sensor just because they want something like a 45 megapixel camera. I totally understand that, and again, that's a consideration you'll have to take into account before you purchase an R6. Con number 3 in 2024 is actually the price of this camera. If you go to the official store, you're going to be looking at paying $2,400 or £2,400 in the UK for this camera. Also, the official Canon store in the UK has sold out of the R6, so it's a little bit difficult to buy one new. You can buy secondhand models at a much more reduced rate, but of course you will have to do your homework to see if you're getting a good deal if you do decide to buy secondhand. The fourth con, which I find slightly annoying, is that there's no top-down display. This is something that I was really accustomed to using on my last series of 5D cameras, as well as the EOS R. So the R6, being like a discounted R5, didn't have a top-down display, which is completely fine. You do get used to it. But again, if you're used to that and you want that, that's something to consider when getting a Canon R6 in 2024. All right, I'm just going to put this mic on. You sit in the middle because I'm bigger than you. Hello, welcome to Naya's Nuggets of Knowledge. So Naya, today's video is all about the Canon R6.
Yeah.
And the Canon R6 is the camera we've been using. So all the vlogs we've made, you've watched them all.
Is that camera Canon R6?
Hyper Japan videos that you've seen, all shot on the R6 and the photos.
No way.
What
So
would
that is
you...
the Canon R6?
That's the Canon R6, yeah. What would you do? What would you do with this camera if you had it? What would you shoot?
I would go to space and shoot space.
You would go to space and shoot space?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like shoot pictures of all the planets and I go to...
I did say anything actually, so that could work, yeah. What would you shoot with that camera if you owned that camera?
Your office.
Nice, so we've got space, the different planets, and then my office. I guess, yeah, that's it, guys. We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is getting a Canon R6 in 2024 still worth it? I would say if you can get it for a good price, absolutely 100%. Yes, this is an amazing camera. It's what I'm using to film with right now, by the way. If you've been impressed with this image quality, ignore the mess in the background. However, if you're looking to shoot long-form 4K video, or if you're a photographer who wants higher resolution photos, then you might want to consider getting something else in 2024. Like I said before, I absolutely love the Canon R6. It's been my go-to, my bread and butter for the last 3 years. I'm actually in two minds at the moment as to where I go next on my camera journey. I'm looking more and more at the Sony FX series of cameras. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Canon Kai, going to Sony, saying that the Canon R5 Mark II has also tickled my fancy somewhat. So I'm kind of weighing it up, and really it's going to come down to what I end up doing. If I move into events, I probably will stick more with Canon. If I decide that I want to do more content creation, filmmaking, and like fun stuff, I probably will look at the FX series of cameras, so like the FX3 or the FX30. I really need something that's going to be like the R6, just reliable, a workhorse that this time doesn't overheat and maybe will give me extra pixels. So I really love the Canon R6, but what do you guys think? Is it a camera that you're interested in getting? Or if you have one already, what's your experience been? Let me know down below. If you found today's video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, guys, come on, hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. I'm on day 18 of Vlogtober, and man, it's killing me, but it's been very rewarding. So hopefully you've been following the journey. And if you did, I have a lot of appreciation and a lot of love for you as well. With that said, guys, I will see you tomorrow.